Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. Excuse me. I'm back to post a quick video here. This is going to be a response to Mikko, the Vinyl Corner, his 1,500 subscribers contest. As always, I want to start off by saying congratulations on the 1,500 subs. You know, you've been around the VC for quite some time now, and you know, I love your stuff, love your collection. I find it kind of interesting when you made the comment about, you know, can't understand why anyone would want to watch your videos or that type of thing, and it's just which is a, you know, a very nice, humble type of way to be. But those of us in the VC that kind of know you've been watching your channel know that, number one, you have a freaking awesome collection, number one, and then number two, I mean, you know your stuff. You know you share a lot of different stuff. I've learned about tons of different music from you. I've, you know, picked up a lot of different things from seeing it on your channel first and hearing you talk about it and everything. So yeah, man, you're a huge asset to the VC, and we're definitely more than happy to have you. So for me personally, it's easy to understand why you have as many subs as you do. Actually, I don't understand why you don't have more. But let me kind of jump into your contest, which you were basically asking us to show back covers, you know, of just ones that we like and that type of thing. And as always, now I've been pulling out kind of an album here and an album there over the past week or so, yeah, kind of, you know, prepping for the video, because the, you know, sometimes the back covers, they don't stick out as clear as far as going through your mental Rolodex as the front covers do. So as I was kind of going through stuff or listening to stuff, I was just, you know, checking out the back covers and paying attention. And as always, it started to get a little overwhelming, so I had to kind of do the whole narrowing down thing to, you know, kind of getting a specific topic within the topic, if you will, which always kind of helps. So what I basically did was I picked two covers, or two that just really kind of stood out in my mind. Even if I look at my entire collection, maybe they aren't the absolute best, but they're the ones that, you know, are just so burnt into my memory that they automatically kind of come up when I think about back covers that I thought the first time I saw them, I was like, this is really cool, or it was impactful. So I picked a couple based around that. Another one that I really just kind of like. Two that were, what were the other two? Oh, two that also kind of chose, sometimes when we pick covers, one of the first things we go for is the, you know, all this stuff going on and, like, you know, it's really impactful things. So I also went the other way too and thought about what were a couple of this very simple covers that still really stand out to me, even though there was nothing really that special about them, but they were just the simplicity still made it just such a great cover. So I picked out a couple of those too. And then last but not least, I'll kind of share what I think is kind of my favorite as of right now. So again, I kind of picked a number of different categories and just pulled one or two from each one of those. So let me just kind of ramble through this really quick and we'll go from there. First off here, we'll start off with just one I just, you know, really like. You know, this is Joan Jett, Bad Reputation, and this is the back cover for that album. I've always loved this shot of Joan right here. I mean, I think it just kind of captures everything about Joan. You know, she's not, you know, not trying to do some super sexy pose for the camera, you know, take 18,000 shots to find the perfect one, airbrush it out and blah blah blah. I mean, it's just kind of like, I'm sitting on the step playing my guitar, wearing my leather pants and my red chucks, looking hot as heck. I mean, that's Joan right there. So I've always really liked that cover and that shot of her. Now here are two that really, again, just kind of stuck out in my mind. It's just ones I always think about. And number one is off of Metallica's Garage Inc. And it's that right there. And I just always kind of thought, whoever thought about this, you know, in terms of taking that old cover from a 498 EP album and then just, you know, doing like this little paste over where they took their current looks and pasted over that old photo. I just thought that was kind of a cool idea. It was a great way to connect that previous album to this one, and again, you know, very simple yet very creative. You know, I mean, the album being called Garage Inc., when you think about it, this is like the kind of thing that a young kid would do in his, garage when trying to put together his own little homemade album type of thing. So yeah, that's just a cover I always thought was really kind of cool. I like the way they did that and how they played off the old album. Another one that always kind of sticks out too is this back cover here off of Scorpius, Scorpion's Animal Magnetism. It's the same on the front cover. I guess it was so good they used it on the front and the back. But yeah, that's always one of those covers. I remember the first time I saw that, and it was just kind of like, like it just kind of took a second. But the Scorpions always use all different type of controversial album covers. I actually have a copy of their Virgin Killer, the original. And so for those that know that album, knows that's a pretty controversial cover as well. But yeah, so as far as back covers, that's definitely one that kind of automatically pops out in my mind when I think about it. Because I remember, again, just kind of how I felt and what I thought about when I saw that album cover. And I was like, these dudes they're just always trying to stir up crap. Now, the next two will be my simple album covers. Two that I've always really loved that are very simple. And one is what you hear playing in the background, which is off of David Bowie's Low. And the back cover is just that plain old orange. But I've always loved this because, and actually I know when I first got this album, I remember actually saying to myself, I was so happy they didn't put anything on here because I love this color so much. Because burnt orange and chutney is kind of my favorite color. I like the kind of Southwest burnt colors, like burnt brick, even like my wall back there and so forth. Those tend to be my favorite colors. So yeah, this Bowie, I really love that, just the feel of that cover. And there's absolutely nothing on it except a little stuff down there at the bottom. So one of my favorite simple covers. And another one of my favorite simple covers, if you will, is off of Carolyn King's Tapestry. And it's just each song and the lyrics written right after it. I mean, kept very, very simple, but I always felt like there was something very scrollish about it. And I thought that was just kind of cool. I've always liked this back cover. I mean, the front cover as well. I mean, it's one of my favorite covers as far as the front cover goes as well. But yeah, so again, simplicity, but something that's really cool and always kind of stood out. So when I thought about doing a covers video, this is one of the first ones that popped out. So very cool stuff there. Now, the one that came to mind right now that, again, I would say is one that, again, I really, really love. You could ask me 3 days from now and it could change. But I'm going to go with MC5. Kick out the jams. And I mean, as cool as the front cover is on this, there's the back cover. And I don't know, there's a bunch of things I like about this cover. I'm not sure how clear it may show up here on camera or not, but the way they have all the guys kind of, the photos kind of fading into each other, number one, is really, really cool. And there's much like Kiss, I think one of the things that Kiss is so well known for is being able to draw what they do live into tangible formats. And something about this cover kind of does that for me with MC5. There's something about the energy of their show. I mean, I've never seen them live or anything, but I mean, I've watched them. But it's something about the energy of what they do in their music, the way they have kind of the sparkle and the glitz, and yet they have kind of the the sweaty, raw energy, the going deep into the music, and just kind of like all the different elements, just like working extremely hard, just kind of banging out the best show you possibly can. Just like all those little pieces kind of jump out on this, and then they mesh it all together by fading all of these different photos in with each other, and then with all the kind of the not, what's the best way to put it, kind of the way they developed the photo shots with the lights and stuff reflecting off of this glittery type of clothing. It almost adds like this element of, it looks like it's actually lights on the photo cover. If I'm trying to explain how it feels, but yeah, just kind of putting all of that together, I think this is just an awesome cover that really captures kind of the essence and the power of this band. And that's one I've always loved. So, and like I said, the front does it as well too. They kind of got the same thing going on there, but I think the back is even better. So there you go. So anyway, there you go, Mikko. There's a few others I could pull out too, but I mean, someone did a similar thread or contest. It's been a while ago, but I want to try to make sure I didn't pull out the exact same ones I did for that. Otherwise, I would have stuff like, I mean, a number of Iron Maiden covers, especially Somewhere in Time. That's one of my favorite back covers, and a few others. So, thought I would kind of mix it up a little bit. But anyway, let me know what you think, man. Again, congratulations on the 1,500 subs. Happy and privileged to be one of them. And as always, we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, man.